Welcome back to my channel. I am Anshul from Quanshala. So the last quiz that we organized on our Facebook group was on percentages in profit and loss. Today we'll be discussing the solutions for that. If you haven't attempted the quiz yet, the link is in the description below. Please try to attempt these 5 questions of the quiz and then come back to this video for the solutions. Along with this, I want to tell you about the Facebook group that we have. Here I am regularly posting quizzes and other material like mock CAT exams and then discussing the evaluation with each student one-on-one. I'm also holding mentoring sessions where each student gets to ask questions related to concepts or preparation strategies and then also gets to interact with me personally. So make sure to join this group to get all your queries answered. Coming to the quiz questions. So the quiz had 5 questions to be solved in 20 minutes. All the questions were based on percentages, profit and loss topics. If you haven't attempted, I still recommend that go to the link below in the description, the Facebook link below, and then attempt it before you look at the solutions. Okay, so diving into the first question. This is 15%, 30% and 20% of the population of countries A, B and C respectively have been infected with the disease. Population of A is 100% more than that of B and population of C is 50% more than that of B. So that means that the population of B is minimum. What is the overall percentage of population who are disease free? Okay, so very basic question. A, B and C have 3 different populations, different percentages of populations who have got affected, and we have to find out total percentage of population who are disease free. Okay, so because B is minimum, let's assume the population of B is X. What is the population of C in that case? C will be 50% more than X. Directly you can write 1.5x, or if you don't know how to write this 1.5x, you can write X, see 50% more than that of B. So definitely X is there because B is there, and then 50% more than that of this one. So 50% of X. 50% of X is 0.5x. So this becomes X plus 0.5x and 0.5x. Similarly, A is 100% more than that of B. So it becomes X plus 100% of X, which becomes 2x. So now we know the total populations in terms of X of A, B and C. 15%, 30%, 20% of populations are affected. So affected people in A, 2x and then 15% of 2x is 0.15 into 2x is equal to 0.3x. Similarly for B is 30% of x, directly you can say 0.3x. 30% of x. C 20% of 1.5x. 1.5x into 20% also becomes 0.3x. So total infected people is 0.9x and total population is 2x, x and 1.5x. 3x plus 1.5x is 4.5x. This gives you 0.2 as your answer. Okay, 9 by 45 becomes 1 by 5 or 0.2 or 20%. Answer is 20%? No. Make sure that you read the question very carefully. Percentage of population who are disease free, that means who do not have the disease. These percentages are given who have been infected with the disease. So 20% population has been infected with the disease, so 80% is the population who is disease free. So answer is C, 80%. Coming to the next question, maximum marks in exam is N. Maximum marks means the total number of marks that you can get. And minimum marks required to pass is 35% of N. A student got N by 10 marks and failed. Obviously because N by 10 is 10% of N, which is less than 35%. If she would have scored N% more, she would have passed. If she needed X more marks to pass, find the minimum value of X. So they're asking how many marks she needed more to pass. Okay. So total marks is N. Required to pass is 0.35 N, 35% of N. What she scored is N by 10. If she would have scored N% more, okay. If she would have scored N% more, how much more she would have scored? N by 10 plus N by 10 into N%. N% means N by 100. You can also write this as, directly you can write it like this also, N by 10 multiplied by 1 plus N by 100. So if you're trying to increase something by X%, what do? Write that thing outside, multiply by 1 plus X by 100. Same thing like this. Okay. So if she scored N% more, this is what she would have scored. And then she would have passed. That means this is greater than equal to 0.35 N. right? Because she would have passed, that means the score is not necessarily equal to this, but greater than or equal to 0.35n. So what do we get? First of all, let me write this here more clearly. N by 10 into 1 plus n by 100 greater equal to, or you can 0.35n, you also write this as 35n by 100. First thing, n gets cancelled because you know n is positive. Whenever there is an inequality, you can divide the both sides by some variable or any constant when that is positive. So n is positive, we definitely know. So you can divide both the sides by n or cut n from both sides, as you call it, cancel. So this becomes 1 by 10 plus n by 1000 greater equal to 35 by 100. Let's make all the denominators 1000 for easier calculation. This becomes 350 by 1000. This becomes 100 by 1000. 1000 gets cancelled. You get 100 plus n greater equal to 350. This implies n is greater equal to 250. So the maximum marks was greater equal to 250. And how much did she score? So what are they asking? The question asks, if she needed x more marks to pass, find the minimum value of x. So how much did she need more to pass? She needed n by 35 n by 100 is what she needed to pass. How much did she score? N by 10. So this is what she needed extra. Again, make the decimal, the denominators equal. So you get 25 n by 100. This becomes n by 4. Now for this to be minimum, n has to be minimum. Minimum value of n is 250. So this becomes 250 by 4. This becomes 62.5. Do we have 62.5 as an option? Yes. So the answer is B in this case. Okay, so coming to the third question. A company has these many toys in stock, which they bought for rupees 500 each. So we are given the cost price. 20% of this stock gets stolen. As a part of insurance claim, they get 200 per stolen toy. So all the toys which were stolen, per toy they get 200 rupees. So you can assume it like they sold it for 200 rupees. The lawyer takes a fee of rupees 12,400. So this is kind of cost incurred for them. They sell the remaining toys at 20% profit. So 20% toys stolen, remaining 80% toys they'll sell at 20% profit. That is for 600 rupees each. So 20% toys they stole at 200, and the remaining 80% toys they stole at 600, because 20% profit on top of 500 rupees. If Mukesh and Suresh are two equal owners of the company, what is the profit as a percentage of the product cost for Mukesh? So let's first calculate the profit percentage for the company as a percentage of the product costs. So as you can see, there are two kinds of cost involved here. What is cost 1? The product cost, that is 2480 multiplied by 500. The cost 2 is the fees of lawyer, which is 12,400. Okay, let's call this C1, this C2. So what is the total profit that they have? The profit of the company will be P is equal to total selling price minus C1 minus C2. Now what is the profit percentage? Profit percentage, you know, is profit divided by cost. So cost would ideally be C1 plus C2, but the question mentions here profit as a percentage of the product cost. So the denominator will only be C1 in this case. So our answer will be this. So if we calculate S, C1 and C2, our question is solved. Okay. S we have already calculated mostly. 20% of toys sold at 200, 80% of toys sold at 600. So what is total S? S is 0.2 multiplied by 2480. Number of toys stolen, right? And number of toys these were sold at 200 plus the remaining 80% toys of 2480 were sold at 600 rupees. So this is total S, selling price. What is C1? We already know, 2480 into 500. C2 is 12,400. So our question is solved. Now the thing remains up to calculation. Now what some students will do is, they will calculate this entire figure, which will take some time to calculate. They will calculate this and then they will plug all the values into this and calculate again. The smart thing to do is, see, there are a lot of values common in these three figures. 2480 for example, then this 12400, this is also a multiple of 124, all of these. So a lot of things will get cancelled. So the smart way to do is write it as it is and then try to cancel stuff. So as we wrote here, percentage profit is selling price 0.2 into 2480 into 200 plus 0.8 into 2480 into 600 minus 2480 into 500 minus 12,400. All of this thing divided by, let me draw a better fraction. This entire thing is divided by 2480 multiplied by 500. Okay. This is 4. So now see that 2480 is common in this, and this. Okay. And this also happens to be 2480 multiplied by 5. If you can see that, because 124 multiplied by 2 is 248. Okay. So you can see that this is also divisible by 2480. So let's divide all of these things by 2480. This gets cancelled, this gets cancelled, this gets cancelled, and in this place we get 5. Okay, and this gets cancelled. So what do we get? 0.2 into 200, 40, plus 0.8 into 600, 480, right? So 0.8 into 600, how do you do it? You make it 80 into 6, 480, minus 500, this 500, minus 5, divided by 500. Okay. This becomes 520. Now 520 minus 500 is 20, 20 minus 5 15, this becomes 15 by 500. Okay, or you can say divide by 5, so it becomes 3 by 100. So that means 3% profit percentage. But remember that this is for the company. We haven't gone to Mukesh and Suresh yet. 3% profit for the company. This percentage is as the profit as a percentage. So I think I have the right version of the question here. So this profit is as a percentage of the product cost for Mukesh. As a percentage of the product cost for the company is 3%. So now we have to calculate the profit as a percentage of product cost for Mukesh. Will that be 1.5%? Because there are 2 partners? No. It will be 3% only. The answer is 3%. Because let's say even if there are 100 partners within the company, the profit percentage of each of those will be same and will be equal to the profit percentage of the company. Let's look at why. Let's say there are 2 partners. Let's take a different example from this question. 2 partners, they buy a product for 100 rupees, cost is 100, they sell it for 150 rupees. What is the total profit? Profit becomes 50, profit percentage becomes 50 by 100 is equal to 50%. Okay. What about the first partner? Okay, let's only talk about one partner now. His cost is half, so his cost is 50. His selling price, the share of his selling price is also half. When the customer pays 150, the first partner will only get half of it. That means he gets 75. So this is the profit, and his cost was 50. So again, this becomes 25 by 50 equal to 50%. So if there are multiple partners, that does not mean the profit percentage will get divided. The absolute profit in terms of rupees will get divided, yes, but the percentage will remain the same. Let's look in terms of equation also. So we have some free space here. So let's say for the company, the cost is S, the selling price is S. Okay, the cost is S and selling price is S. So the company profit percentage is S minus C by C, basic formula. Now for the first partner, what happens? For the first partner, the selling price he gets half, cost is half, again cost is half. All of these 2 gets cancelled. So the answer is again S minus C by C. So I hope you understand this concept. Okay, so coming to 4th question. This says a dishonest milk seller buys pure milk at rupees 50 per liter. So what he gets is pure milk, he pays 50 rupees per liter. To each liter of milk, he has 500 ml water. While selling, he uses a false digital measuring tool which shows a reading of 20% more than the actual quantity. Okay, so if the actual milk is 1 liters, what will be the reading shown? It will be 1.2 liters. So while the customer will think that he or she is buying 1.2 liters, the actual milk sold will be 1 liters, or the solution will be 1 liters. What is the profit percentage of the milk seller if he pretends to sell at no profit? That means he sells at 50 rupees per liter. Okay. Now let's try to do it. We'll do it by two methods. So let's first do it by very simple method. What is his cost price? 50 rupees. In that 50 rupees, he gets 1 liter of milk. Okay. Now for free, he adds 500 ml of water. So it becomes 1.5 liters of solution. Okay. Now when he goes to sell this 1.5 liters of solution, what does the customer think that he is buying? 1.5 into 1.2, because the reading shows as 20% extra. So the customer is thinking that they are buying 1.8 liters of milk. Okay. For this, what does the customer pay? The selling price will become 1.8 multiplied by 50. While what is the cost for the milkman? It is only 50 rupees. So the profit percentage is 1.8 multiplied by 50 minus 50 divided by 50. Simple. Selling price minus cost price by cost price. 50, 50, 50 gets cancelled. Answer comes out as 0.8 or 80%. Do we have 80% as an answer? As an option? Okay, this is question without option, so the answer will be 80%. Okay. Let's also try to do it by another way. Again, very similar, but let's just another way of looking at it. Becomes little more calculation, but always try to do it by multiple methods so you get conceptual clarity. Okay. So now in the earlier method, we sold 1.8 liters of milk to the customer. This time, let's try to sell only 1 liter of milk. Okay. So we saw that when he actually sells 1 liter of milk, when the actual quantity is 1 liter, the customer thinks that the quantity is 1.2 liters. This is what customer thinks. Now, if we want the customer to think it is 1 liter, the actual quantity will be 1 by 1.2 liters. Okay. So 1 by 1.2 is actual now, and the customer thinks they are getting 1 liter of milk. So the customer will pay 50 rupees because they are getting 1 liter of milk according to them. So the selling price we already know is 50 rupees. Cost price we are supposed to calculate. So this solution that the milkman is selling is only this much in quantity, 1 by 1.2. And out of that, how much is actual milk? This is a solution of milk and water. So to each liter of milk, he adds 500 ml water. So it becomes 1.5 liter of solution. So in 1 liter of milk, they add 0.5 liters of water. It becomes total 1.5 liter solution. Out of that, how much is milk? 1 liter. That means 2/3 of the solution is milk. So into 2 by 3. This is the actual solution that the milkman is selling. 2/3 is the milk quantity in that. So this becomes the actual milk that the milkman is selling to the customer. And the cost will be multiplied by 50. Okay. So selling price 50 minus cost is 1 by 1.2 into 2 by 3 into 50. Again, cost is not this, cost is this. So we write 1 by 1.2 into 2 by 3 into 50. Okay, 50, 50, 50 gets cancelled as usual. Let's multiply this entire thing by 3.6. So 3.6, 3.6. Why? Because 1.2 into 3.3 is 3.6. So this denominator will get equal to 1. So we get 3.6 minus 2 divided by 2. What do we get? 1.6 divided by 2. And again we get 0.8 as our answer, 80%. Okay. So try to understand both of these methods. Coming to the next question, last question for the quiz. A and B are two shopkeepers. First of all, this is a different kind of CAT question, data sufficiency questions. These also come in CAT, the quant section. So you are given a question and then they give two additional statements that should have been in the question. And then they ask, how much data do you need? How many of these statements do you need to answer this question? Let's look at the question more deeply. A and B are two shopkeepers who are selling pens. CPA, SPA represent the cost and selling price of A's pens. CPA is 20% more than CPB. Okay, so the cost price of A is 20% more than cost price of B. Selling price of A is X% more than selling price of B. Okay. So if cost price of B, let's say, is C, and selling price of B is S. So what is the profit? What is the cost price of A? It becomes 1.2C, and selling price of A becomes 1 plus X by 100 into S, because we are increasing S by X%. What is the ratio of profit percentages of A and B? Profit percentage of B becomes profit percentage for B. S minus C by C, we can also multiply it by 100, doesn't matter so much. Profit percentage of A becomes 1 plus X by 100 into S minus 1.2C divided by 1.2C and then multiplied by 100. Now they're asking the ratio of profit percentages of A and B. So we do this divided by this. What do we get? This CC gets cancelled, 100 gets cancelled. So what is the ratio? Ratio becomes 1 plus X by 100 S minus 1.2C divided by S minus C, and then you have 1.2 here. So this CC got cancelled, 100 got cancelled. So in the numerator you have this thing. In the denominator you have 1.2 multiplied by S minus C. Okay. So this 1.2 is anyway constant. Now I'm seeing what can I do to this to make this a constant. The question says, we know that cost price of A is greater than 0, cost price of B is greater than 0. That means the cost price is greater than 0, the product was not free for the shopkeeper, and selling price of B is greater or equal to cost price of B. That means B did not have loss, either he sold it at no profit no loss or he had a profit. What is the minimum number of statements required to answer the above question with a single value? Okay, the question is, what is the ratio of profit percentage of A and B? X equal to 20 and selling price of B greater than cost price of B. Now let's look at this. Till now we can't answer it because X, we are not given X, right? So this becomes, we can't answer it with a single value till now. If let's say X was given as 30%, so this would become 1.3S minus 1.2C divided by S minus C, and then you have 1.2 here. Still we can't answer it, right? Because we don't know the values of S and C, so we can't answer it any further from this. But just think that if X is 0.2, if this X by 100 becomes 0.2, so this thing would become 1.2S minus 1.2C divided by 1.2 into S minus C. Now 1.2 comes out as common. You can write this as 1.2 into S minus C divided by 1.2 into S minus C. So this becomes 1. Okay. So only if X by 100 is 0.2 is only when we can answer this question. Otherwise we'll be stuck with something like this, an expression like this. So X is equal to 20. Yes, we definitely need this to answer. Does the question get solved for us? Is the answer 1? Think about statement 2. Pause here for a while and think, do we actually require statement 2 or we can do without it? So this tells that the selling price of B is greater than cost price of B, whereas the question says it is greater equal to. What happens if it is equal to? The only case that the only gap that is there between the question and the statement 2 is SPB is equal to CPB. That means B sold it for no profit. What would happen in that case? S equal to C, and the answer, what would it become? What is the profit percentage of A in that case? Profit percentage of A or profit percentage of B will be profit, which is 0, divided by cost. Cost is some C. So the profit percentage of B is 0. And the profit percentage of A would be 1. I'm assuming the first statement is there. So 1.2S minus 1.2C divided by 1.2C. And now again S is equal to C. So this also becomes 0. So profit percentage of A is 0, profit percentage of B is 0. What is the ratio? 0 by 0. This is undefined. This is indeterminate. We can't solve it. Okay. So we need to know definitely that B did not sell it for no profit, no loss. If B had sold it for no profit, no loss, that means if the B's selling price was equal to B's cost price, the answer would be indeterminate. We cannot determine the answer in that case. So we definitely do need statement 2 also to answer the question with 1. So the ratio will be 1. Okay, as we saw here. So the answer to this question will be 2. Make sure you understand this. This is a very good concept that sometimes CAT has questions like this which have corner cases and you tend to miss those out. So this is mostly it about the quiz questions. So these were solved to be in these were to be solved in 20 minutes by all the students, and very good results. A lot of them solved it correctly. Many questions. So as I was telling about the Facebook group, do join the Facebook group because we are holding regular quizzes here and regular mentoring sessions. And as I was telling about the mock test also, so I'm sending out mocks and then asking the students to send me the entire solutions, not only the answers but the solutions, so that I can look at each of the solutions and then suggest something to the student of how should they understand the concepts, or are they doing it slow, can they do it faster, something like that, or what corner cases are they always tending to miss. So that not only gives you an evaluation of how what is your current level, that also tells you how to improve in the future. So that's kind of a very good analysis that you're getting. So make sure to join this group. If you like the video, press the like button, share the video with your aspirant friends, and definitely please subscribe to the channel for all upcoming videos. All the best, keep learning.